Hey everybody, this is Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and today I've got another comic book haul video for you again. But like I did in the last video, we're turning these into a series where it's not just a comic book haul. It is a way to talk about the sellers that I'm getting these books from and whether or not I basically recommend going back to them. Am I going back to them because or not? Do I have trust in these sellers? Am I getting the books that I think I'm getting? Am I getting value for the money that I'm spending? And a lot of cases, these are all going to be online purchases where you don't have a chance to really examine the book. Obviously, you're not doing it in person, so you're relying on photos that they give you, the descriptions that they give you, and if you're on, say, a WhatNot platform, you're having to make these decisions with very limited visual information. You've got to rely on these sellers to be as upfront and honest about the defects you're getting, because there are cases where you're spending a lot of money for a grade that you think you're going to get. And I'm finding that there are certain sellers that I like, these books aren't quite as good as I had hoped, and not quite the condition not that I expected for the money I'm paying. Do I keep these sellers? Do I give them another shot? But also on the other side, am I getting good value for the money I'm paying? And I'm going to go over one seller today because this is a seller I've gone back to multiple times at this point. It's somebody that I am developing a trust in what they're presenting on WhatNot. And that seller is Key Collectibles 313. And that's what I've got here. I have got a haul over the last, I believe I've got, these are over 2 auctions that they've done over the last few weeks. So they've been accumulating here, but I've got some big time books in here, and I've got some minor books in here. And we're gonna just kind of go through it today. And I'm doing this video just with these guys. This is a shout out to those guys at Key Collectibles 313. Straight up, I'm just gonna I'll spoil it. There is no suspense in this, guys. I I am a fan, and I really like the books that they're doing. Now, one thing that they do is when they put the books up there, these are big books. They don't start cheap. These are not dollar bids at the beginning. I mean, they put up a pretty high price because they know that they've got really good books that they're not going to just give away for under market. There is definitely some under market value in there, but they're not going to completely just lose money. Now, hang on, my monitor is going to sleep there. There we go. So let's just get into it, and I'm going to go through the books. I don't have prices on me today, but these are books that I'm for the conditions that I'm getting some of these books. I'm looking at CGC and I'm thinking, man, if I'm going to get the books in these conditions that I think I'm getting for what I'm paying, and I can get these grades that I think I can get these books to once I put it into the press and do a little clean and press myself on all of these. I mean, I think eventually the return on investment on this is going to be well worth it. This will be a long process because I've slowed my submissions to CGC, but yeah, let's just get into the books. This is what you guys come to see. This is what I'm specking on because these are the books I bought. I will tell you if it met my threshold for if I felt like I got what I thought I was going to get. So sometimes, even with a great seller like this, maybe there are cases where their books aren't quite as good as I thought I was going to get. And we'll go over that. But I'll start with this one. This was a primo book that I picked up. This is issue 109 of Captain America with his origin. Just an absolutely stunning Jack Kirby cover here. Classic. This is a book that's really gone up in value. I mean, I think people love this cover. It was always great, but all of a sudden this book seems to be a lot hotter. My focus really over the last many years really has been the Steranko issues that follow this. 110, 111, 113. I've since gone back over this last 6 months, and I just recently picked this one up. I picked up issue 112. These are classic, some of the better Captain America stories. 100 is obviously the really big issue that started the series after it left Tales of Suspense. But I, you know, I they're always good books, good and nice books if you get them in great condition. But to me, I don't know what it was. I did have like issues 103, 104, I think 105 maybe, but it was for me those early issues. Those Steranko ones were my favorites, and they still are. But issues 112 and 19 have Beth really have started to go up in value. And I'm going to tell you this one right here, just absolutely super great. It's got a little bit of a date stamp up here at the top, which doesn't distract. This is a super clean, just a super clean copy. And I'm telling you, I mean, I paid a lot of money for this, but I think I can get this thing graded out maybe a little bit above where, you know, where it is right now. I think a little bit of a cleaner press will help, but I think this is going to be I hope to get this into this 8590, maybe more. I don't know. I mean, go back a couple videos ago and you will see CGT just shock me with some of the grades that I got on some of these books. So with more expensive books like this. So yeah, so 300, super deal, looks super good. Picked up another copy of Thor #1, the one with Jane Foster on the cover. Now this is the first issue, it's not the first appearance or anything, but this cover is just stunning. Love that. It's a book I've bought multiple times over the last 6 months. I bought one down at the Charlotte Comic Con, Heroes Con. That's in the press right now. This one looks super good. I think another really good value. Now, this is a book that's kind of dropped in value, especially with the Thor Love and Thunder movie coming out and everybody just absolutely hating on it. But that doesn't distract from the comic book. Again, I talk about comic books that, just like the She-Hulk videos in the last show that we just did, I don't care what the TV show does to those comics. Those are great comics. Both issue #1s of She-Hulk, Savage She-Hulk, Sensational She-Hulk, absolute great books. Even the value has gone down some. I bought this a lot less than I paid for it in the middle of the summer, before the show had ever come out, before the movie came out on this one. So, looking for that, again, super clean book. Happy with that purchase. Picked up an issue with Iron Man #120. Now, I had a reader copy of this growing up, but this, I think, is the first appearance of Justin Hammer. This kind of goes into that Demon in a Bottle storyline. Bob Clayton, I believe John Romita did the pencils, but Bob Clayton artwork, part of the great storyline. So this is actually can be a really valuable book if you can pull those 9/8s and 9/6s. This is another purchase, described well, just an excellent copy that they sold it for, and it's exactly the way they described it. It was just a fantastic book right here. I'm looking for super high grade on this right here when I get it graded. Let's see. They had an issue of Spider-Man 2099, the first issue here. This is a hard issue to kind of get those without having a crease someplace. The front may look good, but this cardstock cover, the back can be, I mean, you can pick up a spine tick on that cardstock, and boy, if you get a spine tick in that, it is super hard to get out, if you can get it out at all. Another purchase where they described it to a T. Super happy again. So far, maybe it's because I stacked it this way, but I've just been super happy with these books. So, no secret here. I'm a fan. I am a fan right here. So I'm just going to blow through these a little bit quicker, and I'll get to some of the books where I felt like, okay, that had a little bit more defect than I expected. But this isn't one of them. Fantastic Four 247. This is not an expensive book. This is a book I've got 9/6s on for my PC. A book that I continue to buy. I want to get a 9/8 out of this. This right here is one of the all-time great Doctor Doom covers, and especially with all the talk about him coming to the MCU, any Doctor Doom keys are going to pick up value. You kind of want to get a 9/8 on this. A 9/6 is honestly not that valuable. I've got them in the eBay store right now, and I kept one for my PC, but I have yet to get a 9/8 on that, and that's what they said, super clean copy. It wasn't that expensive. Whatever I paid, it wasn't a lot on this one. But man, super tight. I'm looking at that color spine right there, the black line, just looks really nice. Again, another great copy. Um, I picked up a really high grade copy of Thor 337, and I just did. If you watch some of my videos a few episodes ago, I picked this up. Where did I pick it up? Actually, I can't remember where I picked that other one up, but I've got one that's getting ready to be working on the being cleaned and pressed here at the house at my shop. This is another copy I picked up, and I paid a lot less for this one than I did the last one. And both of these, this one again, another great example. I bought value on this. This right here, just absolutely a stunning book. Right up without really getting into it too much. I mean, there's a crease right there. I don't think it's going to get a 9.8, but I think a 9.6 candidate, it could be every day right there. Oh, let's see what else. I mean, I'm picking up big keys from these guys. So here's my example. I'm buying from these guys a lot, and I'm buying fairly expensive books too. So this combination should tell you guys that I've put a lot of trust into Key Collectibles 313, and I will be going back. I think they've got a show coming up. Well, when this airs, I mean they're going to have shows all the time. So if you go on WhatNot, you can look up these sellers, find them. I think they probably were listed under one like Silver Age. If you're looking under comics, look under Silver Age because they had a lot of Silver Age books like this one right here. This is Thor 166, and here is a book. They literally got a price tag on this. If they were at a show, they would be asking this, and I'm taking it for what it's worth. They literally put a $325 price tag on something like this, and I picked it up for $145 on there, and yeah, just super nice. The condition, again, described to a T. I think that they didn't have a lot of buyers this night. So, yeah, what they'll do is they'll start this bid up. This was 145. I'm sure they started it around 135, 130. They didn't want to lose too much money on this, but man, there wasn't a lot of bidding on this. I'm surprised. This is the issue right before that's the big issue with Warlock becoming him, showing up, and then this is a key second full appearance. Is that how it works? I guess. But it is a pretty valuable book, and I think this is going to grade out really good too. Don't know if it's one of these books. I need to get this in there right now so I can get it back before the new movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, comes out, where they're going to feature Warlock. Who pretty much is what everybody thinks is going to happen. But again, put some money into a book. I put my trust into these guys that I'm going to really good value for what I'm paying. And then I had two more that were on the more expensive side, and I've never owned these books. And it's I was going to say it's the earliest issues of the run I had, but I know I own an issue number 10. But I picked up, here, let me get the Post-its off the front here. I picked up issues number 23 and 24 of Conan. And as you know, this is the first appearance in comics of Red Sonja. And I'm just it's one of these where this was a little bit where that FOMO takes over. It's not a book I was necessarily looking for, but I'm sitting there looking at these books, and I'm looking at the starting price, and I'm kind of going, okay, I got a few seconds here. Let's do a quick lookup. Let's look up eBay. Well, I actually, in these cases where you don't have a lot of time to look things up, I'll pull up Cover Price or Go Collect sometimes and see what the graded prices are for these books. And I see what the bid is that Key Collectibles 313 is starting these at, and I'm going, okay, they've been real good about having their prices match up to, if they think it's a really high grade book, the price actually does start a lot higher. They're trying to get their money for somebody else getting that book graded. I get it. it's up to us as a consumer if we want to go in on that kind of thing. You know, this isn't going to your flea market and trying to find this book for in a dollar bin. I mean, it's not. This isn't what this is. This is really, I mean, actually putting some serious money into books, looking for serious returns. And again, the whole idea of the series is, do you trust these sellers? Would I go back to this seller on WhatNot or any other online source? Would I buy from them again? And you can tell right now the way I'm going on. Yeah, I've already got their show booked marked for the next day that they're going to be showing. So great values, just great values. I mean, I'm spending high, but I am expecting big returns on these. The books are in just fantastic shape. All right, I'm going to blow through these just a little bit more. We're going to get into some of the lower price books and talk about the fact that I probably should have pulled back. I didn't need to buy as many as I did. This is Tomb of Dracula 37. It's got a good value. Now, this is a case where I shouldn't have bought it. It does have a major tick over here, and you know how I don't like to... I try to avoid these books that have major ticks, and I saw it. Well, I didn't see it exactly, but this one got glossed over a little bit. The value in this book is still pretty good. So this is a book that I was like, I had a little bit of regret. Oh, look, we got another copy of Sensational She-Hulk #1. We just talked about that in the last video, where I picked up one from another WhatNot dealer. This is one that I thought was a little bit cleaner than I got. It's got a little tick over there. Did they disclose it enough? I don't know. That's one where I think they could have... I think it was a little more obvious than they talked about. I'll say it that way. Picked up an issue of Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Now, this is just a little bit of spec on there. This is a really super clean copy. It wasn't expensive at all. I think maybe $7 at the most. I've got this in the collection. I just haven't even pulled this out yet. And this is like, I'll just add it onto the order. They had a copy of Power Man and Iron Fist #50, and I think this is the first time that they've combined Power Man and Iron Fist together. And this I looked this up real quick. It's not on my list. I wasn't looking for this, but I am in these cases. I'm always looking for books to spec on, and I did a quick search on this, and then the higher grades is actually can be a fairly valuable book. There is a tick over here. I'm not disappointed in this book. This is a case where I don't need to be buying everything. I probably should not have bought that at this time. Okay, so guys, I got sucked in like everybody else. They had a lot of Wonder Man 1 and 2. I don't really care about #2 at all. It's #1. And what was this? Oh yeah, so I literally picked this up for under $6, both of them. This is a book right now. You can go to every show out there and you'll find this book all over the place. In fact, in one of my last comic shows I went to, I picked up 2 or 3 of this in one of the $10 bins. I paid less for this plus shipping to get this in for this one here. And it's actually the #1 issue is really nice. This one looks super clean. We'll see if I may do a lot of those books and send them all in the CGC at the same time. We'll see. To be determined. Picked up a copy of Thor 411. This is the first appearance of New Warriors and some of the characters in the New Warriors, I think, as well. This is a book that, to me, I only paid $14 for it. It has gone up in value, but it has some ticks here that probably wasn't really disclosed as much as I would have liked. Here's a case where if I'd had a whole order where it was books that came out just like this, then I probably would have been upset. I've got too many good books here for this to tell me not to buy from this seller again. Kind of the same goes for this here. This is 227 Avengers. This is when Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, joins the Avengers, and this one's a little, again, this is just like that Thor. It's a little rougher than I expected. I don't think they talked the condition up as much. I don't know if it was as accurate as I would have liked on that. Again, yeah, again, I'm just looking at the notes on the back. I've got pressing notes on there. Yeah, we got a couple here that I would have like, if this whole order had been, again, whole order had been like this, I would have really been, okay, I may not go back to this buyer again. But 2 books out of, what do I have here? 15, 20 books so far? I mean, I'm really, really happy with all of this. They had a 3-issue lot of Avengers. We had issues 187, which is the reason I bought this, honestly, because this is a book I love. It's part of that Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver origin of Wondergar, I believe, the mountain, right? We saw this in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. This is not the expensive book. 186 is the expensive one, but this one, actually, if you can get a 9.8 on this, it can be a pretty valuable book. So, for a few bucks, I bought this lot. So it had 188. This is no significance to this book. Although I enjoy the story, it's no significance. And then 189. In fact, I just sold my 189. I got a 9.6 on it. And so it's like, oh, let's get another book. Let's get another copy of that. Sorry for the light there. So, all in for $9, I picked up all 3 of those. I'm not worried about the conditions too much on that, but the 189 especially looks pretty good. I mean, it's just a fantastic Hawkeye cover by John Byrne. Again, I really don't need to be buying these books like that. I should have had a little bit more self-control in some of these lesser books like this, especially books that I've already got. Another hot book that's out there right now is Man-Thing #1. This is from 1979 because of the Halloween special that's coming up on the MCU. We're going to see Man-Thing. So these issues have just been hot. I picked up one of these at the last comic show, just like the Wonder Man from the same dealer. In fact, I picked up a copy of this. Not my favorite Man-Thing series. I like the original Man-Thing series so much more. The artwork, to me, was a lot sharper. It is what it is. But this one came out, it's in excellent shape. For what I paid a whole $22 for this, which is a lot more than I did at the show. But here's one right there. Perfectly great book. It was described and came is exactly the way I expected and wanted it to be. And then the last thing I bought was a lot of Fantastic Four. Kind of some Doctor Doom issues here. 318, 312, 288 with John Byrne. And then the reason I bought this was they had started this as, I think, a single issue or maybe a 2-issue lot, and they kind of kept adding some books in. But I bought it really for $2.59 here. This is one that I have been trying to get this as a graded 9.8. Was it 258, 259, 260, the 3-issue Doctor Doom run. I've been trying to get all 3 of those graded up as super high like that. I was a fan of that storyline. You got Terrax here that Doctor Doom has brought back using the last remaining cosmic power that he had from the Silver Surfer, but he can't use it himself because it'll destroy him, so they gave it to Terrax to help destroy the Fantastic Four, and it's beautiful artwork. Just absolutely beautiful artwork. I mean, great battle scene between Terrax and the Thing and the Human Torch. So, yeah, great storyline. I love the whole thing. So, anyway, that's it. That is the haul for today. Again, this is from on WhatNot. Key Collectibles 313 is the seller. I would highly recommend you guys, if you want to follow them and check out their auctions, my highest recommendation. The books have been fantastic. They're, again, the high-priced ones, or the big books here, are not cheap. They don't start them cheap, but they start them really good. So they start them at a price point that is really fair, and let it bid up from there. There's plenty of times when I would buy one of these at Thor. I think I actually just, their opening bid, I think I just took it and put the bid in immediately. Nobody else bid on it. So there it was. That I won it at that point. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's my recommendation for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. What do you think of the books that I've been getting? What do you think of these books? So, guys, take care, and I will talk to you in the next video.